Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Ethereum, which is currently just consolidating. We've been having a huge crash this week as from the huge hack that we had on the previous week, along with the Trump tariffs that are being placed. So overall, a lot of bad news coming out on crypto, not specifically in crypto, although the Ethereum hack was specifically to crypto and Ethereum, but overall a lot of political and economical issues that have been causing this crash. Now, before we jump into all of that, and we have some huge news for Ethereum and Bitcoin, but before we do, then check out the Discord down below. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It'll be the first link there, and you can see on the screen right now just how many wins our members have been getting from copying our trades. So yeah, make sure you join up so you don't miss out on those. Now, Ethereum is sat on this huge support right here on the daily chart, which was previously used, back here in 2024, the end of 2023, before we rallied up to the high of 4k. Then we again dumped down to here roughly in August all the way through to November, where we kept bouncing and then were able to pump again to $4,000 on Ethereum. And now it looks like the same could be happening again, as long as there's not any more negative news that comes out. So overall, this looks like quite a good area for buys, especially considering that a lot of these major hedges were buying the ETF when we are at way higher, like 3,300. The lowest buy was at 2,800, and we're going to go into the ETFs in just a second. But yeah, I think this is a very good area to start accumulating, or if you have been accumulating previously, to dollar cost averaging right here, as we've not been here for a good few months, and 2.3k I think is a very solid area. It's roughly a 2x until the new high, like 75%, so not too bad, relatively low risk. Yeah, I think it's a decent position to enter. Again, you can always set more and multiple dollar cost averaging entries. One at 2.1k, then it's roughly 100% when we hit the high. You can set another one here at 1.8k if we do continue to drop, and that's the way I'd really look to do it. Now, we also have to look at the ETF inflows and outflows, and this might be a bit scary for some people. So we have had a relatively large outflow happen yesterday with ETH here, the ETF. So it was roughly $70 million worth of an outflow. You can see the largest inflow we had was substantially larger than the outflows. However, still it's a relatively large one. And the main thing to remember is that this isn't necessarily the hedges selling, it's their investors. So a lot of these investors, they don't like these uncertain times, and it happens in the stock market as well. If one momentum stock and one risk stock sells, a lot of these investors will just try to sell off as many risk on assets that they have in order to mitigate the loss, and then they'll buy back once obviously the turmoil has sort of gotten quieter. Now, we're going to look at Bitcoin's ETF as well in just a second, but again, that's what usually happens. So yeah, a major outflow compared to the previous outflows. It's not the biggest. It's actually probably not even the top 5 biggest, maybe 6th biggest outflow that we've had. Compared to the inflows, it's very minimal, like 3-4 times smaller. So overall, we are getting some outflows, but nothing too major yet, which is always a decent sign. Now we have to take a look at Bitcoin though. So Bitcoin is barely holding on to this support here on the weekly. We've actually broken through on the daily, and it looks like right now it's just going to retest and continue to crash. Now again, this all comes from the Trump tariffs yesterday, the 25% on the EU. So yeah, I mean, unless those get stopped or we get some major catalysts, we're probably going to continue to dump, maybe to roughly 74-75 right here, as this is the next support area. This was the previous major resistance that we had, and if we look on the weekly here, we just blew past it. We didn't even come back down, create accumulation areas here. We just blew past it, blew past the next resistance. So I think it's quite mandatory that we come down here, rebuild accumulations before we head higher, maybe to 113, 115, somewhere around here. Again, this usually happens in every bull run. We get a huge run up, then we get our first distribution, first sell off, usually news based, then we get another major catalyst, and that is essentially the final leg of the run. So it happened in 2021. We can see initial run up, some bearish news, we dump, catalyst, pump, final leg up, top out, and continue into the bear market. So that's what usually happens, except this time we have to take a look at the ETF inflows and outflows as well. And for Bitcoin, it's not looking so good. We have major ETF outflows. Right here I just sort of zoomed in on how much is flowing out, and it's $1 billion worth, which is huge. That's absolutely huge compared to a lot of the inflows. It's quite similar. You know, you can see we've had a few days cross over 1 billion in inflows, but those days are dime a dozen. A lot of inflows obviously at 500 mil, but right now we're getting a lot of days at 1 billion outflow. You know, we've had yesterday, the day before, so it's not looking amazing. Again, we're going to take a look at the liquidation heat map as well, but it's slightly concerning. So if that is the case and we do continue to get more outflows, then we're probably going to go to roughly 75, as we were saying before. Maybe we get some more inflows, maybe the reserve comes out, you know, sometime then as well. That would be very, very beneficial. Now let's take a look at the heat map. So on the heat map, you can see we have $130 million worth of liquidations. This is on the 1 week chart right here, and these liquidations are all in the form of shorts just above 95,000 right here. We have two major liquidation points. So usually how these liquidations work is they work as magnets. The market will try to come up to these liquidations to clear them, provide more liquidity for the market. So again, we in most cases will come up, clear them, and then continue back down or continue to where there's more liquidation points starting. So that's what we should be looking for. You know, that's only if the political turmoil does sort of quieten down, because everything is news based right now. You know, we're not really acting on technicals too much. So yeah, you know, if Trump releases some more major news and that's more uncertainty for the market, and that's one thing crypto hates, it's uncertainty. So we're going to continue to dump, and we're going to see more of a dump. The S&P was also reacting. You know, we hit an all-time high last week. This week we're dumping. Last week we also dumped. So yeah, I don't think any of the markets are currently enjoying that, but that's just how it is, and that's just how we're going to have to deal with it for now. So we have multiple DCA levels set on ETH, prepared for the worst, hoping for the best, but you never know with crypto. So that's our plan. With BTC, no major, you know, DCA levels set, but 74,000 doesn't seem too bad. But overall, I prefer accumulating, you know, BTC in a bear market rather than these bull markets. Solana also just holding on to this support right here at 140. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully we can go back to roughly $200 on Solana. I think that'd be a good area for Sol. Polkadot also actually climbing up quite well, up 6% nearly today. It's dealing with this market crash relatively well, to be honest, where, you know, holding a lot more of the gains that we have on a lot of other coins, and we're actually slowly in an uptrend here on the weekly. So I'm quite liking Polkadot. It's really strong. Lots of buyers stepping in here at like $4 or $5. Sui still on the support, holding on quite well, similar to XRP. I think, yeah, still on the support 0.236. We did crash down, but again, still maintaining, you know, over $2, which is quite good. 8 bar at 20 cents. We were talking about accumulations here at 18, slightly up like 10% from there, so not too bad. And Dogecoin as well, just on the support. We do, you know, break it 15 cents, here we come, but overall we are still here. If you did enjoy the video and you did find it helpful though, please do make sure to like and subscribe. Again, if you want to be getting my trades sent to you every single day, then check out the Discord down below. It'll be the first link there. And if you need a place to actually buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency, and you don't want to get scammed on fees, and you want to get some sign-up bonuses, then check out all the exchanges I'm working with. When you use my links down below, you'll get some sign-up bonuses and way lower fees than anywhere else. So yeah, make sure you check all of that out. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.